Hey, what's going on? I'm Reese. This is my first YouTube video. I'm just going to be naming the top 10 NBA players of all time. And I'm going to start with my honorable mentions. I've got Hakeem Olajuwon. A lot of people have him in their top 10, but I got him just outside. I don't think he's going to be there because I don't know who to replace in my top 10 to put him there. I think him and his Dream Shake, they couldn't get past the Bulls. That's one of the reasons. But if he won one more championship or one more MVP, he probably would have made my list. Then in the honorable mentions, I've got Steph Curry and Kevin Durant. I think by the end of their careers, one of them will be on my top 10 list. Maybe not, maybe both, but they're both great. I think they both could be there. Then I got Karl and Moses Malone. I don't think they're ever going to make it. I have them in the top 20. I don't know. That's all I got to say. I got Julius Erving. Same thing about Karl and Moses Malone. Really good player. Got him in the top 20. Maybe even like number 15. Don't think he's ever going to be a top 10. Great player. Then I got Oscar Robertson. I got him like number 12 right behind Hakeem. Amazing player. He is very close, just like him, just like Hakeem. Yeah, he was a great player. Moving on. Starting off the list, I have at number 10, Bill Russell. He won 11 championships, but he had Hall of Fame teammates throughout his entire career, like Bob Cousy. He's an amazing player, top 50 of all time. John Havlicek, amazing player, Hall of Famer, top 50 of all time. Sam Jones, not very well known. He is a Hall of Famer. He has his jersey retired by the Celtics. Great player. Tom Heinsohn, very not well known, has his jersey retired by the Celtics. Hall of Famer. Casey Jones and Bill Sharman, not known at all, pretty much. I mean, I know him, but jersey retired by the Celtics. Hall of Famer. At one point, when he won that 8 straight championship run, his entire starting lineup was Hall of Famers. That's why I put him behind everyone else on my list. Moving on, I have Wilt Chamberlain at number 9. The reason I have those two, the farthest back on the list, the 60s era is trash. It's just a fact. Like, if you look at replays from the 60s versus the 2010s, the 60s replay is like a person dribbling down the court for a fast break layup. The 2010s is like LeBron jumping from the free throw line, 360 windmill behind the back dunk. So that's why I have him. But at number 8, I have Larry Bird. He had an amazing team. That's not really why I put him there. I just felt like the other players on the list were better than him. Like, they just accomplished more than him. But I have to give it to Larry Bird. He accomplished all that in just 12 years. He only played in the NBA for 12 years and did all that. At number 7, I have Tim Duncan. Most people have him on the back of the top 10. I have him there because you probably didn't know this, but when Duncan won his first championship, he had David Robinson, Tony Parker, and Manu Ginobili, all 3 Hall of Famers on his team. But it was a 37-year-old Admiral, a rookie Manu, and a sophomore Tony Parker. And all of them combined, all 3 players combined, averaged in the playoffs 31.9 points, 13.2 rebounds, and 7.3 assists. 3 people. Whereas Tim Duncan, on the other hand, in the playoffs, averaged 24.7 points, 15.4 rebounds, and 5.3 assists. And he was only 24. He alone averaged against 3 people, 3 Hall of Fame people, 7.2 less points, 2.2 more rebounds, and 2 less assists. As a 24-year-old power forward, 2 less assists. That's why I put Tim Duncan ahead of Larry Bird, Wilt Chamberlain, and Bill Russell. He just accomplished more. At number 6, I have Shaquille O'Neal. He did not end his career very well. That's why I have him behind people that I'm going to get to. After 2006, his final championship with Miami, he had like a 20-10 season, still real good numbers. He was still only like 31, but after that he was 32, Well, he was like 33 by then. He just dropped off. He averaged like 15 and 9 the next season, and for the rest of his season, barely averaged over 12 points. So that's why everybody else on the list had a great career. But in his prime, Shaq was unstoppable. Him and Wilt Chamberlain were the most unstoppable people of all time. But Wilt played in the 60s. That's why I'm so far behind Shaq. At number 5, I have Kobe Bryant. A lot of people have him not even in the top 10. I have no idea why. Kobe is amazing. Yeah, like, that's, I don't know why people have him so far back. Like, I just don't know. I'm sorry, but I don't know. Like, that's all I can say. Number 4, I have Magic Johnson. At number 4 is Magic Johnson. I already said that. I know. He only played 12 years, just like Larry Bird. If they both played a solid 20 seasons, I think Magic Johnson could have been number 1. If his career panned out like it was looking, because he retired in his prime. He retired at like 31. He had a couple great seasons left. And so, yeah. Sorry, I'm looking at my paper here. It's got all the cheat sheets on it. Yeah. Number 3, I've got Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, or Lou Alcindor. He's the all-time scorer. I mean, it's starting to be a known fact that Kareem is the greatest center of all time, top 3 player of all time, until somebody else beats him. He played in some decent eras, some not so decent eras, but some decent eras. He was also unstoppable. In his hook shot, he's the leading scorer for a reason. He did play 21 seasons, but there was no shot clock back then, or at least for the most part of his career. And so it's not as normal to score that many points back then, and he did. So that's why I got him there. At number 2, I don't even want to rank these, but I will. I've got LeBron. I truly believe that by the end of his career, LeBron will be better than Jordan. Don't roast me in the comments. I mean, he just hasn't passed them yet for me. Here's a tidbit of information. Michael Jordan's rookie... Well, I'm guessing you know who I have at number 1. Michael Jordan's rookie season was statistically almost the exact same as Kobe's MVP season. They both averaged 28.6 points per game. Well, within like 0.3. They both averaged around 5-6 rebounds, and both averaged around 6 assists. That's impressive. Kobe made All-NBA first team that year. Jordan didn't make the All-Star game. Enough said. LeBron is on his way, on track to beat Kareem's all-time points scored by like 37, and he's probably going to play till he's 40. At least he can if he wants to. And he did it with one of his seasons being a lockout season with only 66 games. And Kareem didn't have a lockout season. All of his seasons, 21 seasons, were 82 games. And in LeBron's 19 seasons, he's going to beat that, and one of them's lockout. I think that's very impressive, especially in a time with a lot of better players. So, that's pretty much my list. Yeah. Alright, if you disagree, don't roast me, just tell me why you disagree. I would really appreciate that. I'm 13 years old. I think I have good basketball mind for a 13-year-old. You can tell me that. I've got a couple other videos coming. Even though this is my first one, I've already written the scripts and everything. Alright, I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.